Hey guys, welcome more to the 613 Expos. I'm Judith, my husband Mikhail.
Welcome more.
Welcome more, is that what I said?
Yeah.
More welcomes. So this video is going to cover property and property rights. There's 11 commandments. I usually would break this up into 2 videos, but I'm just going to get it all out of the way. So here we go, an extended video. Commandment 267, not to sell a field in the land of Israel in, I have not practiced this word, perpetuity. Okay, Leviticus 25:23. The Chabad has it listed as Commandment 295, not to sell the land in Israel indefinitely.
All right. Vayikra 25:23 states, "The land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine. For you are sojourners and residents with me."
All right, Commandment 268, not to change the character of the open land about the cities of Levites or in their fields, not to sell it in perpetuity. Perpetuity, but it may be redeemed at any time. Leviticus 25:34. The Chabad has it listed as commandment number 300. They word it as not to sell the field, but they shall remain the Levites before and after the Jubilee year.
All right. Vayikra 25:34 states, "But the fields of the open land of their cities may not be sold, for it is an eternal heritage for them."
And 269, that houses sold within a walled city may be redeemed within a year. Leviticus 25, verse 29. The Chabad has it listed as 296. Carry out the laws of the houses in walled cities.
Vayikra 25:29 states, "If a man shall sell a residence house in a walled city, its redemption can take place until the end of the year of its sale. Its period of redemption shall be a year."
So is that kind of like a 14-day warranty thing?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Like if somebody changes their mind or,
Yeah.
Not bad.
270, not to remove landmarks, property boundaries. Deuteronomy 19, verse 14. The Chabad boards it as commandment 472, not to move a boundary marker to steal someone's property.
And we will be having a commentary video on boundary stones at some point.
I'm very excited to do this commentary. It's the first one that I've actually invested in, that we've invested in, because it's been important to us.
All right. Devarim 19, you said 15?
14.
14. "You shall not move a boundary of your fellow, which the early ones marked out in your inheritance, that you shall inherit it." I apologize. Let me start that over. "You shall not move a boundary stone of your fellow, which the early ones marked out in your inheritance, that you shall inherit in the land that Hashem your God gives you to possess it."
I love that one. There's actually about 6 different references to that commandment in the Bible, so that you may have fun looking into that. Next one, 271, not to swear falsely in denial of another's property rights. Leviticus 19, verse 11. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 212, not to swear falsely in denial of a monetary claim.
Vayikra 19:11 states, "You shall not steal, you shall not deny falsely, you shall not lie to one another."
What's it?
Verse 12, "You shall not swear falsely by my name, thereby desecrating the name of your Elohim.
Well, that's
I am Hashem." Yeah.
Thank you. The next one's actually the same verse, 19:11. Not to deny falsely another's property rights. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 211, not to deny possession of something entrusted to you. Since you read it, we're going to skip forward. Commandment 273. We will revisit that one though.
Okay.
But commandment 273 is never to settle in the land of Egypt. Deuteronomy 17:16. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 601, not to dwell permanently in Egypt.
Okay, Devarim 17:16 states, only he shall not have too many horses for himself, so that he will not return the people to Mitzrayim in order to increase horses, for Hashem has said to you, you shall no longer return on this road again.
274, not to steal personal property. That's the Leviticus 19:11 again. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 467, not to steal money stealthily.
Vayikra 19:11, you shall not steal, you shall not deny falsely, you shall not lie to one another.
Thank you. 275, to restore that which one took by robbery. Leviticus 5:23. That's what we are going to read, but you can also find it in Leviticus 6, verse 4. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 478, return the robbed object or its value.
So context here is that 23 starts in mid-sentence, 22 starts in mid-sentence, so let's go to 21. If a person will sin and commit a treachery against Hashem by lying to his comrade regarding a pledge or a loan or a robbery, or by defrauding his comrade, verse 22, or he found a lost item and deny it, and he swore falsely about any of all the things that the person can do and sin thereby, verse 23, so it shall be that when he will sin and become guilty, he shall return the robbed item that he robbed, or the proceeds of his fraud, or the pledge that was left with him, or the lost item that was found, verse 24, mid-sentence, or anything about which he had sworn falsely. He shall repay its principal and add its fifth to it. He shall give to its owner on the day that he admits his guilt. This is one of those spiritual laws, of course, because it happens in the realm of men and in the realm of the spirit. If the enemy is caught, he's got to add a fifth to the content that he stole.
I think we talked about that a little bit. I can't remember where.
May have been a different judgment.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm not sure where we were. Okay, 276, to return the lost property. That's found in Deuteronomy 22:1. What we just read talked a little bit about that, but this next commandment is a rooted reference from Deuteronomy 22:1. The Chabad has it listed as return the lost object.
Devarim 20.
Oh, I know what the difference was. The first one was robbed or stolen. This one is simply just lost. That's.
Oh, got it.
I'm sorry.
Devarim 22, verse 1. You shall not see the ox of your brother, or his sheep or goat cast off, and hide yourself from them. You shall surely return them to your brother. This is actually one of my favorite verses, because in another place they also call it the law of the donkey, right? So I look at this as a side commentary to say that if your neighbor's children are lost, you're not to turn your eye away from their lost children. So if your neighbor's children are being an ass, you got to bring them home.
I thought we were talking about lost like salvation, but
Oh, well.
lost. Okay.
I was just being a jerk as well.
The fun part is the next commandment. Speaks a little bit on that. Commandment 277, not to pretend not to have seen lost property.
Right.
To avoid the obligation, it looks like, and to avoid the obligation of returning it. Deuteronomy 22:3. The Chabad has it listed as commandment 479, not to ignore a lost object.
All right, I'm actually going to continue with 2 and then go to 3. If your brother is not near you and you do not know him, then gather it inside your house, the animal, and it shall remain with you until your brother inquires after it, and you shall return it to him. Verse 3. So shall you do for his donkey. See, there's the law of the donkey. So shall you do for his garment, and so shall you do for any lost article of your brother that may become lost from him, and you find it, and you shall not hide it for yourself.
You shall not hide yourself. Hide yourself.
You shall not hide yourself. Oh, my bad.
So it's that whole playing dumb. It's not working.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. All right, that's actually the last one for this video. Thank you guys for sticking through it, because I usually try to keep them short and sweet so you can move on with your day, but we're moving on.
Shalom.
Bye.